big shout out to Caitlin Clark. We haven't did a video on her just yet, but we want to and talk about everything she's accomplished. But I feel like every time we're about to do a video, she makes another accomplishment. So recently, she just passed Pistol Pete as the highest scoring college player of all time. She had already got it for the women's basketball, but now she has it for all of college basketball. So you got to put her up there with some of the greats in college basketball. Now she has her name on the court. They have a hard fought Big Ten championship. They win that. They're Big Ten champions 3 times, 3 years straight, Big Ten champions for Iowa. We saw the whole LSU USC debacle. That was kind of crazy to see Flage's brother run on the court, try to break it up. He got arrested. USC wins. They haven't lost in over 700 days. They're really building a dynasty like we saw with UConn of years past. Now the question:
building, they have this is a dynasty, bro.
It's a dynasty, but I said a dynasty like that of UConn in years past. They're not at the UConn level yet. UConn, if you remember, the only thing holding women's college basketball up by the bootstraps was UConn.
So we can get into that. I feel as if the level of play is way more competitive than what it was when UConn was winning all those chips.
But what it is now the top women's players are going to other institutions. Yeah. Before, if you were the top girl in your state, you were going to UConn without a question. Now, and it was UConn or Stanford. And before that, it was Tennessee that had the powerhouses. And then you've seen, Kim Mulkey build a program at Baylor. Now she's doing her thing at LSU. So we've seen different coaches matriculate to different universities and really build them up. And now you have it where, USC just won the championship, and it's really all because they had Juju Watkins. So now you see a lot of difference makers on the women's college basketball side that come for 1 year and can change the program. So the question that you posed up is, where women's basketball at today, the state of women's basketball, college basketball, is it better than men's college basketball? So
yes.
I'm going to answer the question.
Yes.
The question is absolutely not. It's not even close. And I'm going to tell you why it's not close. When you think about men's college basketball, and again, one player making a difference, players wanting to go and build their own legacy, the game has changed so much. You have mid-majors who have now moved into some of those Power 5 conferences, or not even Power 5, but some of the historically big-time conferences in college basketball, like the Big East. Creighton is now in the Big East. Creighton for years had been really good with McDermott at the helm. Again, his son, Doug McDermott, played for them for years and helped put Creighton on the map. You see, bro, it's very hard to say, because for me, women's college basketball, even though it's expanded beyond the programs it was at, it's still very limited in the number of programs that are elite. There are 15 women's college basketball programs that have a shot at a championship. Probably not even that. Probably 10 teams that have a legitimate shot at winning the women's basketball championship. There's 3 teams that are going to be in that Final Four no matter what. South Carolina, depending on if them and LSU are in different brackets, LSU and a couple other programs. In men's college basketball, there might be 30 programs that have a legitimate chance, and depending on where they get slotted in this tournament, they have a legitimate chance at making a run for it.
So based on your statement just now, you're saying that men's basketball is more competitive than women's basketball due to the fact there's so many colleges or universities that, no matter how big the size is, can be competitive and have the opportunity to play with those elite schools. For me, what I mean by women's basketball is better, it's more entertaining. When I watch women play basketball, in my opinion, they're more fundamentally sound than men, because they cannot rely on athleticism to get them to the next level. So when you have people like
Caitlin, wait. What do you mean by that?
What I mean by they don't have to rely on athleticism to play. So to me, you have to be more fundamentally sound as a woman because you're not as athletic as a top rated guy in college basketball. If we were to take Caleb,
But women don't play against men, so the athleticism is relative, right? Like I don't get what I don't know about that statement because they don't have to be as athletic as a men's college basketball player because they don't play against them. They need to be as athletic as the other women, right?
what I'm saying is this: when I watch women's basketball, to me, at this point in time, it's to me it's I enjoy watching it a little bit more. And what I mean by that is that the women are more fundamentally sound when it comes to the game of basketball. With the guys, it's competitive, but they don't have to rely on the fundamentals as much as women because they're super athletic. And so I think
I think it's player to player. I mean, there are some extreme athletes on the men's college basketball side that are much better athletes than the other guys, but to say they don't have to rely on fundamentals is a blanket statement, and I don't know. I mean, like, how do we even measure that? You know, like, are you saying that the guys now are less fundamentally sound in years past? Like,
yeah,
what are we
absolutely.
and what are we basing that on?
For me, based on what I see, the eye test, that's just me. To me, I enjoy watching the athleticism, but at this point in time, all through social media this week, we see we see USC and LSU, they scrapping it out. We see Caitlin Clark, she's a dog. We see Juju Watkins, she balling.